Merry Christmas, everyone! I'm Chris from Kids Club, and in this episode, we're gonna have some fun getting into the Christmas spirit. Look, I've got my lights on. That's better. And my ugly Christmas sweater. Boom! And my T-Rex.
Ah! Like and subscribe!
Okay, seriously, even a dinosaur can get into this holiday. Huh? Don't believe me? Well, that's a little rude. Wait a sec, I'll prove it.
The generous Rex. Latin name, Tyrannosaurus givertowaicus. At first glance, this massive creature appears to be a predator, but in fact, it has a strange but benevolent little hobby. It stalks its prey in a variety of habitats. It studies their movements, their day-to-day routines. It learns. And when the time is right, it strikes. Watch as Rex roams the landscape, searching for unsuspecting recipients of his goofy little gifts.
It's crazy.
He relies on the element of surprise, which is quite difficult as a 7-foot-tall dinosaur with a top speed of 3 miles per hour.
The dinosaur gave it to him. Because he's generous.
Not every species is used to seeing an extinct reptile, no matter how nice he is.
Chocolate coated superworm, okay. Where are we going?
When this donating dino isn't spreading Christmas cheer, Rex can be found wandering metropolitan areas, devouring current events, and just generally chilling.
I got a backpack.
Another successful hunt for generous Rex. And an impressive gift delivery spree for an animal with only 4 fingers.
Merry Christmas! Happy holidays! Merry Christmas! Happy... I love dinosaurs, but strictly speaking, dinosaurs aren't really part of the Christmas story. Christmas is about Jesus being born. And just in case that's the first time you're hearing this, let's break it down for you.
Okay, so if you know nothing about the Christmas story, here's a quick breakdown of some of the people. First, there's Jesus, God's son, born to save the world. Christmas is a day all about celebrating his birth, so he's pretty much the most important guy to know. And this is Jesus' mother, Mary. She was visited by an angel. First thing he told Mary was, "Don't be afraid." Why did he say that? Because angels are basically God's special ops super strong soldiers, so chances are he was real scary. Anyway, he told Mary not to be afraid and that she was going to have a baby, God's baby. Cool, except Mary was engaged to this guy, Joseph, a carpenter, a good guy who was probably pretty confused about this whole Mary having God's baby thing. So, God sent another angel to tell Joseph, "Dude, it's okay. Marry her and name the baby Jesus." So these two ended up in Bethlehem where Mary had a baby. And that baby was, dun-da-da-da, Jesus. Bethlehem was super full, so Mary and Joseph had to stay in a stable, basically a barn. And Mary had to keep Jesus in a manger. Basically, his bed was what animals ate their dinner out of. Kinda gross. You need to know a few other people too. These guys were shepherds. They were minding their own business, watching their sheep when an angel told them God's son had been born and they should visit him. It was a big deal that God told the shepherds first because people thought shepherds were smelly and unimportant. Also these guys, the Magi. From a long way away, they saw a star in the sky and knew it meant something important had happened. So they followed it for months and months and months until it led them to Jesus. They brought him sweet gifts. So those are the people you need to know about. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the scary but kind angel, the shepherds, and the Magi. And then, of course, there's this guy.
See, Christmas isn't just for people like me who love the smell of pine-scented candles. Or mint-scented eggnog. or cinnamon-scented cinnamon buns.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Christmas is for everyone. You, me, my family, even my great aunt Annika Veronica, my doctor's dog Dorcas, my accountant's cat Cameron, and surely even this showing of some sheepish first-century shepherds. Boy, say that 5 times fast. Sheepish first-century shepherds, sheepish first-century shepherds, sheepish... Okay, I'll work on it. Roll it! So even some sheepish first-century shepherds get to be part of the epic Christmas story. Yes, I said epic. Now how is it epic, you say? What's the big dealio, you ask? What's all this fuss about a probably fussy baby Jesus that happened 2,000 years ago, you rhetorically and hypothetically inquire? Listen, come closer. Okay, that's good. You need to get with the program! Sorry about that. What I'm trying to say is, well, this.
God's story, preparing for Jesus. So part of God's story is about how he prepared us for Jesus, and it begins like this. Remember when God created a perfect garden? He then created a perfect family, Adam and Eve, to live in the garden with him forever. He trusted them with life as long as they obeyed one rule. Unfortunately, Adam and Eve didn't trust God, and they disobeyed. Now Adam, Eve, everyone would have to die, separating us from God forever. This made God very sad. But he had a plan. He knew that he could still save his people through a great rescue. Jesus. Jesus was a big deal, and just like any big deal, people had to get ready for him. It's like before a big movie comes out, you watch the previews so you know what's coming. Well, Jesus was such a big deal that his previews started thousands of years before he came. The first preview is about a man named Abraham. God promised to make Abraham the father of God's special family. God gave Abraham one special son to start the family, Isaac. Now Abraham knew that one day he would have to die because of what happened in the garden. Every time Abraham did something wrong, God could have said, "Okay, because you've done this bad thing, you now have to die." But he didn't. Instead, God said, "How about killing a lamb instead? It can die so you don't have to." "Thank you," said Abraham. But one day, God asked Abraham to do something different. God said, "Okay, because you've done this bad thing, your son Isaac has to die." This made Abraham very sad. But he decided to trust him anyway, even though this meant that he would never have the giant family God had promised. When Isaac asked where the sacrifice was, Abraham said, "God will provide it." And guess what? He did. A ram died so Isaac didn't have to. The second preview happened hundreds of years later. Abraham's family, the Israelites, had gotten huge, but they were stuck as slaves in Egypt under a mean king called Pharaoh. He would not let the Israelites leave, so God said, "Okay, because Pharaoh has done this bad thing, every firstborn son in the land of Egypt has to die." The bad news was this meant that the Israelite sons would have to die along with the Egyptian sons. But the good news was God, once again, created a rescue plan. God said, "Anyone who kills a lamb and paints the blood on their door will be saved. The destroyer will pass over your house." The lambs died so the sons didn't have to. Over and over again, when there was trouble, God sent a sheep to die so his people didn't have to. Until finally, God revealed his final rescue plan. The previews were over. It was time for the feature presentation. At last, Jesus, the rescuer, came. He lived on earth just like us, but then he died to take away the punishment we deserved. Jesus died so we don't have to. But guess what else? Jesus didn't stay dead like the sheep. He came back to life and went up to heaven. Now we can be close to God again. And one day, he'll recreate a perfect world for God's whole family to live in forever. Just like the original garden, but better. And that's the story of how God prepared us for Jesus. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Death separated us from God. God planned a great rescue. He gave us previews. A ram died so Isaac didn't have to. Lambs died so the Israelite sons didn't have to. Finally, Jesus died so we don't have to. But Jesus came back to life. Now death can't separate us from God. And that's a part of God's story.
All joking aside, Christmas really is a sweet, special time of year. This is the part that we rehearsed, May. The part where you interrupt my little song because I don't know that many chords on the ukulele. Any time now. I'm just vamping.
Hey, welcome to a special episode of KC Plays.
Oh, thank goodness. Take it away, May. Merry Christmas!
Now, KC Plays is where a musician plays a song from Kids Club, and you can play along from home or wherever you are on whatever instrument you want to play. Today, I'm playing Love Crashed Into the World from Awaited on the ukulele. So, if you need to know how to play the chords for this song, you can watch that episode of KC Chords, where I teach you a little bit about the ukulele, how to play the chords, and how to strum the song. Here we go. Let's play Love Crashed Into the World together. Everybody knew a king was coming soon, and everybody waited. When's he gonna come? When's he gonna make his move? So long we've been waiting. They were looking for a big man, big town, surely knew his way around a big crowd. Gold crown couldn't be defeated by anyone.
anyone. And they thought that they would spot him easy. It would be a piece of cake to recognize all the changes he was gonna make things better. Better, better, better. Baby love crashed into the world. Crashed in. Baby love crashed into the world. Crashed in. Everybody knew the king was coming soon, and everybody waited. We want a king now to come turn things upside down. We've been oh so patient. They thought that he would be a big deal, big king. Everybody'd recognize and bow down, take heed. What they didn't realize is God does things differently. So we didn't make a big splash, big thing. Didn't draw attention to the newborn new king. Slipped into the world like anyone, anyone. Baby love crashed into the world. Crashed in. 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 Oh, the angels told the shepherds in the field, and the star did glow. Wise men did appear, and then lo and behold, the people began to hear, and the king was known. The king was here. Yes, that king was known. The king was here. They sang lo and behold, lo and behold, lo and behold, lo and behold. Baby love crashed into the world. Crashed in. 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 Baby love. That's it. That is Baby Love, or Love Crashed In, from The Awaited Show, and you played along. Fantastic. I hope you had a lot of fun, and if you want to do more playing along with Kids Club music, you can watch other episodes of KC Plays. So have fun playing along with your favorite Kids Club songs, and I will see you soon.